Welcome again to another edition of the Mastermind Book Club. Tonight, we are reviewing or summarizing a very important book that was recommended by Reggie Hilliard. Reggie, can you do the introduction as well as your brief summary?
Good evening, everyone. This is Reggie Hilliard. We are part of the Mastermind Book Club, and the book that I recommended is The Little Money Bible by my main man, Stuart Wilde. Yeah, so Stuart Wilde was a pretty comical, very insightful, very deep, very information guy with a lot of information who was a quote unquote thought leader, part of the metaphysics movement. The guy had a lot to say in this book. He speaks to a lot of the sort of metaphysics about money and getting money. And he also touches on, which is a very important part, he talks about God and basically God being a major component and force for you to be able to receive money into your world, into your life. And one thing I'll say about like his whole philosophy, and it sounds kind of like, well, I'll just state it this way. So in order for any of this to work for you, you have to buy into it, right? So it's about money, but you have to actually buy into the philosophy, right? So the thing is like it requires for you to kind of believe some things. Like for some people, we'll call it a little bit esoteric, but I don't like to think of it as esoteric because esoteric is, unfortunately, like esoteric, when you think about the word, is basically knowledge that only a few people know about. And so only a few people can apply because the fact that they know about it. But the reality is that like this stuff is all pretty much basic everyday stuff. If you would just like realize that, if you believe in money coming to you, if you take on a certain energy, if you actually be or are very giving, and then also open to receiving, if you do a lot of those types of things, this is the type of stuff that he's referring to or talking about, just the sort of basics of life and giving and receiving and being open and being, and believing, believing that you're going to receive money, and picking up money off the floor, because it's the sort of thing where God is saying, hey, this money's for you. You can be wealthy, but you have to pick it up, right? So you have to kind of got to realize that. But if you don't realize that, then you basically, as he say, you have like this sort of money veneer around you, which is basically like something that's keeping money out. So that's what I'll speak to, basically understanding that this philosophy is something that we can all employ, but we just got to understand the basics of energy. Money's energy, and if we actually employ or access that energy, then we can have the right amounts of money come into our world.
Got it. Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate that. And we can have the right amounts of money coming to our world. That is correct. Gina, you ready?
Yes. This brings me to a text, what Reggie was just saying. This brings me to a text in the Bible that says that faith without works is dead, right? So we need to do our part whenever we are trying to, another quote that I like. One of the quotes I like by him, Stuart Wilde, it says, invoke, and you'll never be broke. I enjoyed reading this book, just like all the others that we have read. I found it very lighthearted in the way he delivers his information. So you kind of get it. And then I found myself chuckling as I walked through the park listening to it. And I have listened to it a few times already. And I had some things that I had written down while I was walking. And I know I mentioned this before during one of these conversations, and it was like, you guys all answered when I asked this question, do you carry cash around with you? Okay, and you were like, yes, we do. So I don't know if it was referring back to this book, but I remember having that conversation with you guys. And so I remember when I was working at United Way, talked about how it takes money to make money. And Stuart Wilde is kind of saying the same thing, money attracts money. So when we carry it around with us, then we are opening up ourselves for the universe to bring more of it to us. He talked about, using credit card plastic, it has like a negative connotation to it. Like you don't really have a lot of money, but if you carry cash, then you would feel a bit more rich, and then in turn, the universe will bring that abundance to you. David?
You do feel in turn the abundance to you if you have that positive connotation to it. Most people, I wish they did. Charles, how about
Hey,
you?
good,
What's
good, good evening,
what's
everyone.
your power punchline?
My power punchline is cash is king. I love it.
Yay.
And Stuart Wilde talks about the ebb and flow of money. That money is it's like a spiritual lesson on an earthly plane. He gets into a lot of esoteric or kind of like metaphysical terminology, but in the book overall, it's you will attract to you, I guess, what you present out, the law of attraction. So I the sum, like Reggie was saying one time, he used to walk around with large sums of money, like we said from the book, and I took a page from that, and I try to carry, at times. So don't rob me. At times, just have a lump sum of money in your pocket, just so you can, you can just feel, I guess, above normal. But this book is also a reference to the game of life and how to play it, and another good book. Well, that's by Florence Sheehan, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, and then the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So these are some other similar books that a couple of them we have gone over in the Mastermind group, and that's all I have to say about it.
Awesome. Awesome stuff, Charles. I
Law of
appreciate it.
attraction, light,
Thank you for the
pulling in
law.
good energy.
Thank you for the law of attraction mention, because he does mention it. Martha,
Yeah,
you ready?
good evening. Yeah, I'm ready. Good evening, everyone. This is for me, it was a magnificent book and give me a lot of details how can be better in life and how can be better economic. One of the words that touched me that he said, raise your energy. You don't need to compete to anyone. That one touched me a lot because I think this is true. And he works a new age. He sells empowerment, spiritual, metaphysical. He's a teacher, a great teacher, a scriptwriter, lyrics. Either he was a musician, a producer. And we miss him right now, at this time. We live in right now difficult times. We miss him because he's very smart and have a lot of details we can use it right now. And he can manifest what we desire, we can get it. We have to be grateful, we have to be kind, we have to be happy, we have to be in harmony with the universe, harmony with another people, open with heart. Not only about money, he said, you have money, you don't have to give it money. You can give it your heart, you can give it heart, you can give it your soul. You can give it a good comment, a good recommendation. And not only money, we need a lot of things right now. The time we live in, we need sometimes to be friendly, to be empowered for each other, to be kind each other. He strongly believes that we master the game of life, and we can be rich in different ways. And we have to be blessed and be able to share useful, spiritual, and metaphysical kind, and be neutral in the world, be neutral in ourselves and with another people. It look inside your heart every time you want to do something or you want to say something. That's what I have for you. Amazing.
Thank you, Martha. And you do have, in order to do something, you have to say something. Stuart Wilde says a lot of important things in this 2-hour and 35-minute book, audio book. Very powerful things. I just want to hit on two very quick things. Number one is that he mentions that everyone in the world could be rich.
Uh-huh.
But through one form or another, because of a lack of education, because of a lack of knowledge, because of a lack of parallel worlds in their minds, they don't assimilate it. Now, he says, Stuart Wilde says that we live in parallel worlds, meaning that, one, have you written a check in the amount that you want? Two, have you put it in a place that you can see it regularly and imagine yourself receiving it? Three, what are you doing to get that check? Maybe it's you built a product. Maybe you have a business. Maybe you're giving free time. Maybe you're part of a big organization. I don't know what it is. He mainly talks about investing money in stocks, commodities, and so on. If you read between the lines, I mean, that's his big way of making money. Is it for everyone? Well, it's not. People think that they're going to learn it overnight. No, you don't learn. It's going to take years and years and years to learn, years and years to get money. But you've got to start out somewhere. And that's just the reality. You've got to start out somewhere. Now, the last thing that I want to tell you about Stuart Wilde is he makes me very interested in reading about Deepak Chopra. I don't know why, but I'll tell you this. If Deepak Chopra every 3 months takes 5 days off to meditate, why can't we take 1 day to meditate? Why can't we take 10 minutes to meditate? And I'll end it there. This book is very powerful. I'm going to listen to it again. I hope that we as a book club elect to listen to it again, maybe before the year ends. I think it's a great way to start the year. So this is the Mastermind Book Club signing off and recommending highly this book to everyone. Thank you very much. And until next week, we'll review another empowering book. Take care.